Hey guys, how's it going? Richard here with Alien Bros. Hope you're all doing great. I have a couple of things to share with you guys today. The first being a new development relating to the Pentagon UFO investigation program called the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, which I talked about in my last video and a couple of videos before that. So if you haven't already seen them and you don't know what this program is, then go back and watch them and get yourself up to speed. And then afterwards, I have two great new UFO sightings to share with you guys as well. I keep seeing new UFO footage every day, and the amount of it that has been being recorded lately is simply staggering. I've said it multiple times already, but I will say it again. UFO sightings and extraterrestrial activity in general has been dramatically increasing lately. Something about it just isn't sitting right with me, but I'll get into more on that in a bit. Now, onto the development with the Pentagon's UFO program. It seems, and I figured this would happen, that demands are growing for proof that unknown metals allegedly were recovered from UFOs and are being stored somewhere on behalf of the US government. UFO author Anthony Bragalia is trying to uncover the truth about these claims that metal from UFOs was recovered during a top-secret US government UFO inquiry, and is being stored at the premises of aerospace billionaire Robert Bigelow in Las Vegas. Mr. Bragalia has requested documents from the government under the US Freedom of Information Act. So far, no images have surfaced of the metal alloys from the UFOs, nor have any details of where it was found, or any reports of the tests carried out on it. At the moment, we are being kept in the dark. We know the metals exist, and we know a general idea of where they are, but we need to see these things for ourselves. We will try to fight for this, and if we want to get this done, then we truly will have to go hard at it if we want to see our government cooperate. And even then, it is unlikely that they will. The Freedom of Information Act may end up proving useless since the government moved these materials into a private sector company. That is unless, of course, we have an army of a few million people backing us up. Mr. Bragalia says that he is willing and able to sue the US government if the information is not supplied. For those who aren't aware, the reports of the metal emerged this month after the New York Times had an interview with Luis Elizondo, where he revealed that the US Department of Defense had run a top-secret advanced aerospace threat identification program from 2007 until 2012 at a cost of $22 million taxpayer dollars, which he was the head man in charge of. Mr. Bragalia is quoted as saying, "I have Freedom of Information Act requests with 5 U.S. Department of Defense agencies for the release of the test results of the UFO alloys that have been reported to be in the possession of the United States government." The story came out earlier this month in the New York Times when former intelligence official Luis Elizondo revealed that Bigelow Aerospace was hired by the U.S. government to house in modified buildings strange metal-like materials recovered by the military, such as UFO residue, flotsam, shot-off pieces, or crash items. So apparently Robert Bigelow's company, Bigelow Aerospace, was paid huge sums of money by the US Department of Defense to both research and look after the unknown metal alloys. This actually does not come as a surprise to me. Robert Bigelow has openly preached on his belief in UFOs, claiming it stems from a close encounter that his grandparents had, and he has poured millions of dollars into studying them. I somewhat figured he had to know more than he was letting on. No man would openly fund MUFON and other UFO research programs with the amount of money that he's backed them with, unless of course he knew for sure that money wouldn't be going to waste. He had to have already known ahead of time from insider information given to him apparently by our government that the money would be well spent. If he didn't, then he would probably have little interest in studying the alien phenomenon. I would like to point you guys to an interview Mr. Bigelow had with CBS that confirms everything I just said, and the link to it will be down in the video description. For those who haven't seen it yet, definitely watch it because he says with 100% confidence that yes, there is an ET presence and yes, they are visiting Earth. Now, getting back to Mr. Bragalia in the Freedom of Information Act request from the Pentagon, he is quoted to have said that this admission to the retrieval of UFO debris by the US military is historic. Details are scant on the precise nature of the material. In order to find and flesh out the details of the debris, I'm compelling several agencies to reveal all that they know about these possible alien alloys. Mr. Bragalia is not alone in raising questions about the claims of metal being found either. Jeff Wise, an author for nymag.com, wrote about the claim, stating that the straightforward presentation of these assertions implies that the authors believe them to be true, but they beg for elaboration. Were the produced documents credible? In what way were the buildings modified? And why was it necessary to modify them in order to store this material? Questions that I have, and I'm sure all of you have as well. If this is true, and so far the evidence is suggesting that it is, then this is the biggest news of our lifetime, guys. The government is holding potentially extraterrestrial material that has the supposed ability to alter our physical state. But that doesn't even scratch the surface with what we have already known they have had for years. If you ask me, they have a lot more than just a few pieces of unknown metal. They have lied to us about their involvement with this phenomenon for so long that it's just ridiculous. And not only do we have lots of evidence backing up our theories as to what the government truly has, but we also have watched many of our already preconceived ideas come to life right in front of our eyes just in this last month. And the government continues to leak this information out, against their will of course, and the government is then forced to confirm that it is all true. They still tried lying to our faces about it, like I spoke about in my last video, but at a certain point, even they must acknowledge that the cat's out of the bag, and we now know what they so desperately hid from us for over 70 years. It is also claimed that the research was carried out on people who came into contact with the material to see if there were any effects on them. The Secret Ufo Project was originally funded at the request of former Senator Harry Reid, who retired from Congress this year. The Nevada Democrat, who was the Senate Majority Leader at the time, allowed the money to go to his friend Mr. Bigelow's company. Now, my only question is, why did they so badly want to hide this from the public? What is the reason for all of this? I highly doubt this could be matters of national security. This is a worldwide phenomenon after all, and the United States is not the only government to have ever had leaked information come out claiming that they were working with extraterrestrials and reverse engineering alien crafts, specifically referring to Russia on this one, and what once was the Soviet Union. They had supposedly had their own Roswell and received a crashed alien craft of their own only a year after the actual Roswell crash, and stored it at what can only be called Russia's version of Area 51, Kapustin Yar. We have made videos on this in the past explaining the history of Kapustin Yar, but we will likely make another one in the future as we learn even more details. Now, back to the subject at hand though. My point is that not only is this an American conspiracy, but also somewhat of a worldwide conspiracy as well, to hide this from the public. But why? What is so dangerous about us knowing that we aren't alone in the universe? I'd initially assumed, along with a great deal of other people, that not only would telling the public be a bad move for national security, if that were actually the reason, but it would also cause fear and outrage among the American public, and quite frankly, the entire world. I've said many, many times that the government would lose what little trust we have in them, if any of us still have any trust left, that is, and it would create backlash. Really major backlash. However, 2017 seems to have proved me wrong. We received confirmation through leaked video footage from Elizondo, a man who held office in a top-secret Pentagon UFO research program, came forward and went on the record as saying, yes, it has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt that aliens have been visiting Earth, and the pilot that took the F-18 footage that was leaked all over the news and in my last video, which if you haven't already seen, you should definitely go back and watch, because he went on the record on live television and backed up Elizondo's statements, saying that what was filmed was definitely not made anywhere on Earth. Yet, the public is calm, and most people seem to be simply letting it go. Maybe us being told that we're being visited versus meeting an actual alien would have a different reaction, but obviously we would not all freak out and turn violent like most people thought we would for so long. We have obviously matured enough as a species to at least start to accept the existence of extraterrestrials. But then why is the government trying so hard to keep this information out of the hands of the public? There must be something more to this. I have my ideas, but I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think the reason is that they're trying so hard to keep us in the dark, despite everything we already know? This question has been bothering the heck out of me, and maybe we can figure it out if we work on it together. Let us know down in the comments what you guys feel the reason could be. If you could back it up with some evidence too, that would be even better. All opinions are welcome here, so feel free to voice them. Now, moving on to the UFO sightings that I mentioned earlier, these come courtesy of our friend UFO Man, and I shared a couple of sightings from him in my last two videos. He has simply been posting some amazing sightings lately, and I watched both of these and knew that there was no way I could go without sharing them with you guys. UFO Man has been doing an amazing job. A link to his channel and both the original videos will be down in the description. Go check him out if you haven't already, because there is a lot more where this one came from. Alright, so I'll go ahead and play the first sighting for you guys, and we can examine it together afterwards, alright? Here it is.
Hoy sí se ve clarito.
So I originally thought that these were Chinese lanterns before hearing the witness's sighting details and had to watch the video a couple of times. This sighting took place in Southern California, and what I understand, these things were moving against the wind, ruling out the Chinese lantern theory. They also were acting intelligently, but they had no flashing or colored lights of any kind, ruling out drones or normal conventional aircraft. I'm honestly not sure what these could be. I won't say that they're alien yet, but I will say that they are definitely unidentified flying objects. Although, if it turns out that these things are alien, then it is not only an amazing sighting, but also one that begs the question, why so many? Why would they need this many crafts? It is almost like they were getting ready to invade us. Thank God that didn't happen. I don't really know. What do you guys think? Any idea on what they could be? If so, then drop it on down in the comments, and if you saw the same thing or something similar, then definitely let us know. Also, if you have footage, then send it over to us in an email, and we can work on figuring out what it was that you saw. Alright, now this next piece of footage that I'm going to share with you guys comes from Nellis Air Force Base and was shot by UFO researcher Stephen Barone. It took place on November 15th of 2016, and again, I'll play the footage and we can examine it together afterwards. The original sighting video is 14 minutes long, so I will only play half of it to save time, but you guys should definitely go to UFO Man's channel and watch the whole thing if you want to, because it is amazing. Alright, now here's the footage.
Okay, man, I got a weird one. This one is above Sunrise Mountain over in the east. I've got the night vision on it as well. There are no red or green lights on this thing, and nothing is flashing. I mean, very strange, very strange. I mean, it's possible that it's coming straight at me. It looks like one of those lights is dimming. They got two yellow lights on the outsides and then a whiter light on the inside. And so I'm going to be going back and forth from the night vision camera. Wow, one of them's fading out. Oh, this is amazing, man. This, like I say, is above Sunrise Mountain, up in the sky. I'm shooting over the top of a roof, so that's why everything looks so dark. Ah, that is not an airplane. Alright. This is cool. I'm going to straighten it out a little bit. That is not an airplane. I've got this thing on the tripod just holding still. What the heck is that? Let me go look at the night vision. Well, whatever it isn't an airplane, and it's amazing. Never actually caught anything right there before. I wonder what it's doing. Seems to be moving left a little bit. You know, but if it was coming my way by now, those lights would have changed and become bigger, or, you know, now two of them seem to be merging. Now we've got two orange lights. Wow. Yeah, there's no flashing beacons on this. Straighten it out again. Now I have two lights. What the heck? I mean, this is very close to Nellis Air Force Base. Not far at all. Now there's all three of them again. Definitely not an airplane, man. It wouldn't spread out like that. Oh my gosh. I love it when something new happens. Those two are leveling off now. We still got the two orangish ones on the outside and a lighter color one on the inside. Let's straighten it out again. I'm trying to do it as gently as I can. Man, the night vision's right on it. Oh, this is weird. This is awesome. Let me straighten it out again. I don't have to move the night vision quite as much. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it centered. I wonder what these things are. Definitely not an airplane. Definitely not helicopters either. It's still slowly moving to the left. I may end up having to move the camera because I told you I'm shooting over a roof, and that roof has a chimney on it, and it may keep on going and get behind that chimney. This is incredible. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Unbelievable. This is why I do this, man. You know, this just looks like an ordinary light in the sky, visually. But when I looked at it with my binoculars, I noticed it looked different. And it initially had kind of even the looked like an airplane, but there were no red or green lights. And nothing was flashing. And it's slowly moving to the left. I'm definitely going to have to move the camera here if it keeps on going that way. Yeah, I got that centered out again. Looks like two little fireballs, and then that one in the middle, it's almost like them, but lighter. Man, this is great. It's getting pretty damn bright. I mean, I can see that visually, but I could see where anyone outside that's looking at it would just think it was an airplane. This is fantastic. Okay, I'm going to move it even more than halfway because it is moving left. You can definitely tell that is not an airplane. Now it's approaching the fireplace, or the chimney, I'm sorry. I am going to have to move this. The night vision's okay. As soon as it disappears, I'm gonna go ahead and move it right now. There it is. I'm hoping I can zoom in on it without blurring up real bad. They're really hard to film when you don't have other things in it. Okay, those definitely blurry. Come on, dog. Had a nice shot of it before. Just trying to zoom in real slowly, but it isn't helping. Oh man, I'm having the worst time trying to zoom in. Just go a little bit at a time. It's still blurry. You can see the roof. Okay, come on, baby. Let's zoom in and not blur up. I'll try going faster. Maybe that'll help. There we go. There we go. All right. Now I see two lights. Now the night vision's going to lose it before too long.
When I saw this footage for the first time, all I could think was just, wow, this has to be a TR-3B. If you go through and watch it all until the end on UFO Man's channel, you will see two more of these things take to the skies above the base. I'm not saying that they were being piloted by extraterrestrials, but the crafts themselves were definitely reverse-engineered alien technology. Although it is possible that they were being piloted by aliens working with the government, but we really have no way of knowing. What we do know is that these things were hovering in restricted airspace for about 14 minutes, and the Air Force is obviously housing technology that they don't want us to know about. There is no way that these things are as large as they are, and would be able to hover over a military base and go unnoticed, and not be shot at if they weren't ours. Definitely some strange stuff. Remember to let us know what you guys think down in the comments. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today, but stay tuned because there is a lot more coming, and we will have it posted very soon. If you like the video, then please don't forget to smash that like button on your way out, share it, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell. It really helps us out, and it'll let you guys stay up to date by sending you a message straight to your inbox every time we upload a new video, and you can stay on the up and up with all the latest alternative news. Also, if you want updates about when our videos will be coming out, then please go follow our Facebook page. The link is down in the video description. And if you have some UFO footage or evidence that you would like us to feature on the channel, then please email it over to us. Our email is down in the video description as well, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for your support, guys. It means a lot to us. And don't forget to browse the channel if you're new and get yourself up to speed. Happy New Year's to all of you, and I hope you guys have an amazing 2018. As always, I'm Richard with Alien Bros, and I'll see you guys again next video.